Good morning, and we're looking at the weekly cable chart. Sterling didn't have a good week at all. Didn't have a good week at all last week, did it? It definitely bounded down. Bless it. It bounded down to just under the 2080 area. We saw quite a sharp reversal off these lower levels. I'm looking at this channel line here, and this week that channel line is coming in at 1950. Now, this is where it gets important, and this is where it gets interesting. The flash crash of 2018, beginning of 2018, January, the low was 1950. How do I know this? Because I was up all night trading it. It didn't get to 112 that IG had. It didn't get to 116 that a lot of the spread betting companies had. It went to 1950. That's it. Didn't go any lower. And I think this is where your professional charting packages come in and are second to none, because they do give you correct data. Doesn't matter what one you use, but if you're only using your platform for a charting package, you've got to understand that it's only that company's prices you're going to get. And obviously, when a market starts to move overnight, the spread could be that wide, it will automatically take you out. And we had a bit of a problem with cable when it got down to those lower levels, because a lot of my guys are on retail platforms. They were automatically stopped out at stupid prices that I know for a fact never got there, because, as I said, I was up. But it's interesting that that weekly little line is coming in at 1950, and that was the January 2018 low. So that's our downside risk. But what you've got to appreciate is this on sterling. We've been at much lower levels. I'll show you on the monthly chart. Now in 1985, January 1985, sterling was at 103.45. This was us trading through central bank intervention, okay? All of this. Till we made that little head and shoulder base on cable, and up we went, in history. But so when you're hearing this scaremongering, if you like, remember this, that sterling has been at 103.45 in 1985, and the world didn't collapse. The United Kingdom didn't go under. It still carried on doing what it's been doing forever. All right, people got, companies did get buried a bit on the exchange rate, but all this that's coming out now, all this scaremongering, it's like, well, look, that's where we went to, and sterling recovered. And that's what I do believe with sterling, is that you may see it go lower than 1950, but bear this in mind, and bear this, all of you that was born then probably won't know, so that's like 80% of you out there. But I remember trading through here, and I remember, my house didn't fall through the floor. That happened in the 90s. It happened here. Okay? There's where we had the little recession-y thing when we double topped up here, and we went down to what was then lows of 140. So you've got to be careful when you're trading this market. don't assume that it cannot go lower than 119.50, because it can, and it won't hurt the country. Right, let's take a look at the daily chart now. Now what we're seeing here on the daily chart, you've got sterling now trading slightly lower at 121.56. This is where we bounded from. Okay, we went up from 120.80 by and large, and you know, there is nothing, I don't think, to stop us bounding up towards. You've got these moving averages coming in here, 122.61 to 122.85. You've got this resistance line coming in at the 38.2 at 123.45, 143, yeah, 123.45. You've got the 9-day average up there, or 21, and that's coming in at 124.07. So you have got a lot of resistance. But look, the ROC is a pointing higher. The RSI is coming up off the floor. And the stochastics are bullish at the moment. We've got to get the stochastics above, I use 10% these days, but you've got to try and get them up above where they are now. If we can do that, and then we have something to play for, we have something to go for, and we will be going for this area here. If you do see a move below 120, say 60, you then assume you've got another 100 points on the downside. But that, I think, is going to be that. And that would create a good base for sterling. And I would expect it to rise from there. Okay, good luck. And I will catch you later.